How do I build up layers for realistic fur? Pencil pressure is paramount when building up your drawing, so it is vital not to use heavy pressure to begin with, as it flattens the tooth of the paper, not allowing for more layers to be added. The first layer is important in establishing the form and texture of the fur. It should be applied gently, with your strokes following the length and direction of the fur. Now, this is a work in progress which gives you an idea of how I would approach a drawing, and particularly how to avoid heavy pressure on the first layer. So up here would be my first layer, which is very softly laid down, and the strokes are the length and the direction of the fur. So they're quite short here because the lion's got short fur, and they follow around forming that bone structure, which is so important. And down here, these strokes would get a little bit longer as I get into his mane. But, very gently, third and fourth layers are quite gentle till I'm really happy with the form, because if they're light and any faults are picked up, errors in the anatomy, it's then quite easy to erase. But once I'm happy with the structure, say of the eye here, I will lay in a dark so that I've got a value reference. So my darkest dark is in, and that helps me build up the values for the drawing. I was working on this little bit of short fur here. Again, that first layer is very light. With coloured pencil you work generally light to dark, so that you could just build up your darks, again carefully, with multiple layers. So this line was in early morning sun, quite a strong warm sun. So I'm going to add a bit of terracotta, and this first colour was light yellow ochre. So you can see that my strokes are directional and short. Pressure here is just a little bit firmer than my first layer because I'm just trying to demonstrate, and they're a little bit random, so I'm letting a little bit of that yellow from underneath show through, and I'll just bring it round because it's sort of getting a bit darker in there towards the edge of his mane. His mane falls down. So that would be the process of just continuing to build up layers until you're happy with the value. Now, these strokes they're light, they're a little bit circular in motion. They're following the form of his skull, and it is just a matter of continuing to work up the layers till you get the right value. And the main thing is watching those transitions from one colour to another. They must be soft, especially on a skull here. Occasionally you've got a hard edge, but generally those edges are soft because fur is soft. The key points here are to start lightly, building up multiple layers in the length, direction and value of the fur. And that's how to build up layers for realistic looking fur.